It's 2 a.m., and that sound is pulling you out of sleep again. The scratching, a back leg drumming against the floor, over and over, in the dark. You've been up at this same hour 3 nights running now. You lean over the side of the bed and turn on your phone light. And there it is, the little patch of pink skin behind his ear where the fur has gone thin. The paw stained rust brown from all the licking. A faint sour yeasty smell when you get close. Tiny dark flecks scattered on the sheet. Your dog is miserable, and so are you. So you do what most people do. You reach for whatever's in the cabinet. A dab of your own anti-itch cream. Maybe you switch his food on a hunch a coworker gave you. It's guessing dressed up as a plan. Then comes the vet trip that ends with a medicated shampoo, $40, $60, $80 a bottle. It helps. Then the bottle runs dry. The itching comes back that same week, and you're standing in the same aisle buying it again. I want you to sit with this for a second. There's one ingredient sitting in most kitchen cupboards right now, under $2, that skin doctors have recognized for real since 2003 as a genuine skin protectant. One warm bath before bed can calm that raw, itching skin tonight. It's the same active thing hiding inside those expensive bottles, just under a plainer name. I've spent decades treating itchy dogs. An old vet who trained me in my first clinic showed me this before the branded shampoos took over the shelves. She called it the thing every good vet used to know. I'll be straight with you. Forever doesn't mean one bath cures everything. It means you finally hold the tool to break the nightly itch and keep it broken. Here's what's coming. The one ingredient, the exact bath recipe, the 5 signs it's right for your dog, and the 3 mistakes that make it fail. You can learn it in minutes. And the bottle everyone trusts to fix the itch, often it's the very thing keeping you on the treadmill. Let me tell you what's actually happening on your dog's skin, because once you see it, everything else makes sense. The itch is not the problem. The itch is the alarm. Your dog's skin has an outer layer, thin as tissue, that does one job. It holds moisture in and keeps the bad stuff out. Pollen, dust, the little irritants floating through your house. When that layer is whole, it works quietly and you never think about it. Then something cracks it open. Maybe it's fleas. Maybe it's pollen from your evening walk. Maybe it's the dry furnace air in winter, pulling the moisture right out of his skin. The layer gets inflamed. The dog scratches, and here is where it turns into a trap. Every scratch breaks that outer layer a little more. The broken layer lets in more irritants. More irritants mean more itching. More itching means more scratching. Round and round. That is why the creams and the food swaps never seem to hold. They chase the itch. They do not repair the wall. You cannot quiet the scratching for good until you rebuild and protect that barrier. And that, exactly that, is the one thing my ingredient was practically made for. So let me tell you what it is. Colloidal oatmeal. That is a fancy name for something plain. It is oats, ground so fine they turn into a powder that scatters through water instead of sinking. Not instant oatmeal, not the flavored packets. Plain oats, ground to dust. That is the whole secret everyone pays extra to avoid learning. Now, why does it work? This is the part that surprised me the first time I read the research years ago. This is not folk wisdom. In 2003, the FDA looked at colloidal oatmeal and approved it as a genuine skin protectant, a real one. And it works several ways at once, which is rare for anything this cheap. First, the oats are loaded with things called beta-glucans and starches. When they hit wet skin, they lay down a thin, soft film across the surface. That film holds moisture in and rebuilds the barrier your dog scratched open. The wall goes back up. Second, oats carry compounds called avenanthramides. Hard word, simple job. They calm inflammation and they quiet the itch directly. Researchers have measured this. The anti-itch power has been compared to hydrocortisone, The same thing in those pricey itch creams. Sitting inside a bowl of oats the whole time. Third, oats carry their own natural oils and gentle cleansers. So while the film goes down and the itch settles, the skin is getting its lost oils back and a soft washing at the same time. It even helps balance the skin's pH, which holds off the infections that love to move into scratched, raw skin. And here is the reframe I promised you. That same oat compound is the active ingredient inside a whole shelf of expensive medicated soothing products. You are looking at the raw thing. They are selling you the raw thing with a label and a markup. Now, I owe you honesty. This is not right for every dog, and I will not pretend it is. So here are the signs it's a good fit. General itchiness from dry skin, the seasonal after the walk pollen itch, flaky dandruff you can see in the coat, mild redness, a dog whose skin got stripped and angry from too many harsh shampoos. For those, an oatmeal bath is close to perfect. But hear me on this next part, because it matters more than the recipe. There are times you skip the bath and call your vet instead. Raw, open sores that ooze, a strong, infected, or yeasty smell that does not fade, sudden, frantic itching that came out of nowhere, hair falling out in round patches, or itching that does not ease at all after a full week of trying. Oatmeal soothes skin. It does not cure mange. It does not clear an infection. It will not fix a food allergy at the root. If that's what your dog has, the bath is a comfort, not a cure, and you need real help. Honest is more useful than impressive. Now let me show you the bath itself. And I want you to do this before bed, on purpose. Here is why. The itch scratch cycle gets worst at night. The house goes quiet, the lights go down, and your dog has nothing left to focus on but his own skin. A calming bath right before sleep shuts the door on the worst hours. Start with the oats. Take about a cup of plain oats and grind them in a blender or a coffee grinder until they turn to fine flour. You want a real powder. Here's how you test it. Drop a spoonful in warm water and stir. If it goes silky and turns the water milky, you did it right. That milky look is the whole thing dissolving the way it should. If it just sinks, grind it finer. Run the water lukewarm to cool, never hot. Heat feels good to you, but it makes an itchy dog itch worse. Fill the tub to about his ankles for a soak. Stir the powder in. About half a cup for a medium or large dog, a third of a cup for a small one. Now get him wet all the way down and work that oat water deep into the coat until it reaches the skin. And here is the step almost everyone skips. Let it sit, a full 5 to 10 minutes. This is where the whole thing works. The contact time is the medicine. Pouring it on and rinsing it right off does nothing. Put a mat down so he doesn't slip. Never leave him alone in the tub. Keep it off his face and out of his eyes, and use a cup to wet the spots you can't reach. When the time is up, a light rinse is fine, or just gently pat most of it off. Leaving a thin film behind is good. Towel him dry. Don't blast him with a hot dryer. And if he's got one angry hot spot, make a paste of equal parts oat powder and water, press it onto that spot, lay a damp cloth over it for a few minutes, then rinse. Now let me save you from the 3 mistakes that make people say this didn't work. First, the wrong oats, instant, flavored, sugared packets, or a coarse grind that won't dissolve. Plain oats, ground to powder. That's the rule. Second, skipping the soak. No contact time, no benefit. Those 10 minutes are not optional. Third, overbathing or using hot water. Bathing too often strips the natural oils and makes the barrier worse, not better. Lukewarm water, once a week or as needed. More is not better here. So here's what I want you to do this week. Grind a cup of plain oats, run 1 warm bath before bed the next itchy night, and let it soak the full 10 minutes. Then watch your dog stop scratching long enough to actually sleep, and you right along with him. If you want more straight talk that spares your dog discomfort and spares your wallet, subscribe. I put these out every week. Tell me in the comments what your dog's itching has been costing you. And come back and tell me how that first bath went. I read every one. Next time, the simple at-home check that tells you whether it's fleas, food, or the air itself.